It is June 28th, 2022, and it is 6:30 p.m. We are in the council chambers of West Valley City Hall. All members of the council are present, electronically or in person. And we'll now turn the time over to Councilman Harmon for the opening ceremony.
Thank you, Mayor. If you'd please join me with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God.
Thank you. All right, we'll go to our minutes of June 21st, 2022. Are there any comments or a motion on the minutes?
Move to approve those minutes, Mayor.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
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 And they pass. Thank you. Okay, we'll now begin our comment period. Comment period is limited to 30 minutes, not 60. Any person wishing to speak should keep their comments to 5 minutes. Upon recognition by the mayor, you'll approach the mic and give us your name and phone number, name and address if you have not signed up. All comments should be directed to the mayor. No person addressing the council during the comment period should be allowed to comment more than once during the comment period. Speakers should not expect any debate with the mayor, council, or staff. They will have time to respond within the 30 minutes. So we just have one person signed up at this time. If you'd like to come up now and give us your name.
Good evening, Mayor Council, Jim Visock. Start off with semis again. The one parked in the yard on Peggy Lane has been there more than 30 days now. If they did the courtesy notice, they'd be they'd be way past all that, and they're fining whatever. But the citation, they're writing the citation. No semi driver is going to want $100, $200, $400 one. Something means just sitting there. So it's needs to be taken care of. 5400 West, it's not there Monday through Thursday, but it's a hit and miss. When it's there, it's still parking there, just not as often. So I think he's just taking his chance on getting that $28.50 ticket. If you watch social media, Mr. Morris talked about and Mayor brought up the yards. A lot of people on social media are commenting that they are getting either a citation or a notice for their brown yards. I'm just telling you what social media says. I have not personally gone out and looked at them, but that's what's out there. So that's the impression. And so you might be hearing it from your neighborhood people, your constituents also. We need to have a consistent way to go, because the governor says one thing, county saying another thing. If we're going to let them go yellow, and it does happen quick, then we need to let everybody go. As long as they keep the weeds down and it looks halfway decent, maybe that's the little gray area we need to go. And instead of each one of the code enforcement employees using their own discretion, they should have guidelines on what to do. Because one might be hard nosed and the other one might be, and then the neighbors, hood see that. And so they need to have a guiding force. There's still for parking on 5600. There's a Jeep or a Hummer parked up on the weeds. It's just before Ascent Academy. I think it's 3850 is that cross street for Ascent Academy. It's been parked up there for now 2 weeks. There's no tickets on it. It's for sale sign, but it's up in the weeds that are probably 4 feet tall for all those homes along that fence. I don't know if that's city's responsibility to take care of or homeowners, but once again, code enforcement should be getting on whoever it is. If it's a city job we have, We've hired guys to do that. A year ago, 2 years ago. Let's make it look good. Open city government, I'm gonna keep bringing that up, anything that's talked about should be accessible to the public. And so I think that covers everything. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Was there anyone else that didn't have a chance to sign up that would like to speak at this time? Seeing none, was there anyone online? Okay, thank you. Now turn the time to Mr. Pyle. Did you have any comments for this evening?
No, thanks, ma'am.
Okay. And to the council, any comments at this time? Okay, thank you. We will now move to resolution 22-03. Mr. Pyle?
Thank you, ma'am. We have a contract with Ace Recycling and Disposal to collect the residential garbage from our neighborhoods in the city. And we are asking for consideration and approval of amendment 2 to that contract. As you know, our contracts are across a number of years and they are multi-year contracts, and they provide for a 2.5% per year increase depending on whatever the market conditions are. They've seen a 10% inflationary increase in the past year. And so they came to us asking if we would consider an exception to the standard contract. We're proposing an extra 2.5% increase, which would make that a 5% total, which would cost $76,000. Now, the council's not under, and we are not under any obligation to do that. However, we have a longstanding relationship with Ace Recycling. They're a good company. They're a local company. They've provided a good service, and we know that they will be coming back to rebid this contract here in a little while. And knowing what contract negotiations have looked like in the past with them and or the other companies we've worked with, Waste Management, for example, we feel like this is the best way to go in terms of their requests. So that's our recommendation.
Okay, thank you. I'll now turn it to the council for comments or a motion.
Motion to approve resolution 22-103.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Ms. Kamic?
Councilman Fitzie Umanu.
Aye.
Councilman Whitstone,
Yes.
Councilman Harmon,
Yes.
Councilman Hune,
Aye.
Councilman Christensen,
Yes.
Councilman Nordfelt,
Yes.
and Mayor Ling.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Okay, thank you. We'll now move to resolution 22-104. Mr. Pyle?
Thank you, ma'am. This resolution is also associated with our sanitation function. This is a authorization to purchase garbage cans. As you know, we buy them, distribute them, and then pick them up and replace them when they're damaged or whatever happens there across time. This would be $112,000 for 1,908 garbage containers. We're actually ordering a few more than we normally would because of the supply chain issues and uncertainty of the market.
Okay, thank you. I'll now turn it to the council for comments or a motion.
A motion to approve resolution 22-104.
Second. Got a comment or question first?
All right, before we vote.
Yeah. Do we have a process with our dues that we get, the fee that we charge for that to kind of plan and recoup us for these 112,000 over? I mean, how often do we do this? And then do we kind of build our reserves up for that so that we can be self-sufficient in that?
Yeah, great question. I'm going to defer to Dan. I could kind of give you the surface level answer to that, but he'll know that in a lot better detail. So I'll ask Mr. Johnson from Public Works to cover that.
Okay, can you hear me okay?
Do you mind coming to the mic?
Yeah, come on up with Mike.
I think it'll just be better for the recording. And the people online.
So the question, as I understood it, is this an item that we're able to recoup the cost for the purchase of these cans? And this is really is just a recurring cost that we purchase them annually to replace cans that are either broken, damaged, or either from new customers. And so it's an item that we just budget for every single year. And it's just kind of built into our sanitation program.
So we do recoup it in a sense through the contract.
Yeah.
well, not through the contract that we do through ACE, but through the charges we do at the
fee that
individual
we collect
residential
from our
level.
residents, the $15.50 a month for garbage and recycling collection.
And are the reserves, so to speak, that we use for purchasing capital equipment in any way separate than the overall sanitation fund reserve, or is it?
It's not
The same.
separate. Yeah. it's the
Same pot.
Yeah,
We have one pot for all of our,
Sanitation stuff, yeah.
yeah. One
Okay.
fund, yep,
thank you.
you bet.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions before we vote? Okay, seeing none, Ms. Kamic?
Councilman Nordfelt,
Yes.
Councilman Christensen,
Yes.
Councilman Hune,
Aye.
Councilman Harmon,
Yes.
Councilman Whitstone,
Yes.
Councilman Fitzie Umanu.
Aye.
Mayor Ling.
Yes,
Motion passes unanimously.
thank you. All right, we'll now move to our consent agenda. That has quite a few. Thank you. 11 items. And was there any questions? Do we need Mr. Pyle to explain any? No? So most of these are easements, stormwater easements, and then reappointments and appointments to our various committees. We have Planning Commission, our Clean and Beautiful. So there's just a miscellaneous reappointments. So if there's no other questions, I'll turn it to the council for comments or a motion, and we can take them all at once or individually.
Motion to approve items A through K of the consent agenda.
Second.
Thank you. Any other comments? Okay, we'll turn it to Ms. Kamic.
Councilman Fitzie Umanu,
Aye.
Councilman Whitstone,
Yes.
Councilman Harmon,
Yes.
Councilman Hune,
Aye.
Councilman Christensen,
Yes.
Councilman Nordfelt,
Yes.
and Mayor Ling.
Yes,
Motion passes unanimously.
thank you. Okay, we don't have any other actions, so we just have one last motion.
Motion to approve, to adjourn.
Thank you. We have a motion to adjourn. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And we stand adjourned. Thank you so much for coming out.
We will now call to order the meeting for the Redevelopment Agency of West Valley City. We've already had an opening ceremony and all are in attendance. We have our minutes of June 7th. Any comments?
Motion to approve.
Second. Okay, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We have resolution 2204 with an incentive agreement with Godfrey West. Wayne, do you have any other details you want to share?
Sure. Thank you, sir. So we did have a presentation on this in a previous study meeting, and it is a TIF agreement which would push incentives, so to speak, to Godfrey West investors. This particular project is out there in our Northwest EDA area where we have seen so much recent high quality development, and we'd like to continue that. It is a pretty substantial investment we're making from a TIF standpoint, commitment side, but it's all for infrastructure type improvements such as remediating soils. Let's see, we got water lines and power grid improvements to be made out there, which will help the whole area. So we feel comfortable with that. We definitely recommend the project, and I think that's it, sir.
Thank you. Any comments from the council? Or motions?
I would move for approval of resolution 22-04.
Second.
Ms. Kamic?
Mr. Fitzie Umanu.
Aye.
Mr. Whitstone,
Yes.
Mr. Hune,
Aye.
Ms. Lang,
Yes,
Mr. Christensen,
Yes.
Mr. Nordfelt,
Yes.
and Chairman Harmon.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. That is the end of our business. Just one more item. Those in favor of adjourning, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.